Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitangscha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadapmayam Dadati Shapandantikam Nindantam Pulakot Korena Vikasam Nipa Prasunachchavim Prodrikritva Bhujadvayam Hari Hari Etu Chaividantam Muhu Nrityantam Dutam Asrunir Jara Chaye Sinchantam Urvitalam Gayantam Nija Parasadai Parivratam Sri Gaura Chandram Nama Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Himava Divyachchavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Someone to say something about Narottam Thakur, but are there any questions related to that?
There is one question related to this. So as we know, yesterday we was celebrating the appearance day of Narottam das Thakur. And in one of his talks, Srila Guru Maharaj once said, generally we belong to Narottam Parivar, to the family of Narottam. So could you be so kind, Maharaj, to reveal the meaning of this statement?
Well, that's a good starting point. The Narottam Parivar means his line, his family, those who are in the line of Narottam Thakur. Srila Guru Maharaj has mentioned that Srila Saraswati Thakur accepted Narottam Thakur in toto. It's everything given by him, without exception. And in some other cases, some instances, Guru Maharaj will say, Saraswati, oh, this we should be careful, it's mainly acceptable, but there may be some parts that are not. But he said he accepted Narottam Thakur fully. And really, Saraswati Thakur and Guru Maharaj, Saraswati Thakur instilled in his followers that they're in the Bhakti Vinod Parivar. And Guru Maharaj also instilled that in his followers, that we are members, aspiring members, we should say, of the Bhakti Vinod Thakur, of Bhakti Vinod Parivar, his line, his group. But before Bhakti Vinod Thakur, there was Narottam Parivar. So it's a subset, you can say, in the line. The reason Bhakti Vinod Thakur is given this sort of attribute is because he restored the line, a course correction. So, in the case of Narottam Thakur, we hear that he appeared just after Mahaprabhu wound up his divine Leela and pastimes, maybe 7 years or so. But even in the time of Mahaprabhu, when he was perhaps in Ramkeli and looking towards Ketri Gram, where Narottam was pure, we hear he's crying out, "Oh, Narottam, Narottam, where are you, Narottam?" And the devotees are wondering, who is this Narottam that is so beloved to Mahaprabhu? They're wondering. He hadn't appeared yet in the cycle of Nitya Leela. That we have to remember. Right? Otherwise, how is Mahaprabhu crying out for his beloved Narottam if he hasn't appeared in this world? Right? So we hear the concept prakat and aprakat. Manifest pastimes, unmanifest pastimes. Unmanifest in a sense, not visible here in the prapancha world, in this world, but eternally in play. Prakat, aprakat. So Mahaprabhu feeling separation from his beloved devotee, Narottam Thakur. And when we hear descriptions in Chaitanya Charitamritam particularly about the separation felt between the Lord and his devotees. It's mutual. Just like after we made Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful, next book was Sri Guru and His Grace, then Golden Volcano of Divine Love. So when I met with Srila Guru Maharaj we're collecting manuscripts for the next book, and what should the title be? He said, in the first book we're showing how the devotees are searching for Krishna. And the structure of the book is such that it culminates in Mahaprabhu, Krishna enveloped by the heart and halo of Srimati Radharani, searching for Krishna. So it has a very beautiful arc to that. And we appreciated Guru Maharaj. It's all his words, but structured in a particular way. So he said, we're showing that. He said, but what we shall show now is that the Lord is searching for his devotees. Right? And he said, and it's a loving search. Like that. And so he would say it in various ways, and he said, it's a loving search, in this case, for the lost servant. Narottam, not a lost servant, but a loving search, no less. So dear to Mahaprabhu, we cannot tolerate a separation. So, in Charitamritam, we will hear when Gadadhar Pandit is told by Mahaprabhu he cannot accompany him to Vrindavan or be with him. Yes, he should go in Puri. It's so pathetic in the pathos sense of the word. It's so heartbreaking when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has to return to. There are many instances where the devotees, their hearts are broken and they're statue-like, lifeless, feeling separation from the Lord. So for someone who possesses such, what we say, Krishna Prem, but also as indicated in the song, Gaur Prem. It's also Gaur Prem. For Narottam Thakur to appear just after the appearance of Mahaprabhu, how that will impact his feelings, his heart. He was just so recently here. It's one thing for us to, even now, here, like 500 years ago, and the longer I live, 500 years is starting to look like not such a long time. So, and you think, 500 years ago? And we hear, Bhakti Thakur, over 100 years ago, Saraswati Thakur, and these great devotees. And we know in the case of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, that some devotees, aspiring servitors, were so heartbroken when they would discover he had just left the world. They were searching for a connection with him, and then they'd be told he had left the world, and how devastated they were. So for someone like Narottam Thakur, whose heart is melted with Gaur Prem, Krishna Prem, the depths of the feelings of his separation are incalculable. But nonetheless, he appeared in this world, princely, in a very high family, but at an early age showed detachment from the world, so it's a little worrisome for his parents. And as Narottam will hear from others about Mahaprabhu and Krishna and Vrindavan and all these things, it's awakening in him an unquenchable thirst to go to Vrindavan and be under the care of the great devotees. And of course, he's so charming, so beautiful, so qualified, it'll be heartbreaking to his mother and father, particularly the mother, but he devises a plan when his father and perhaps uncle, they have to go on an extensive tour, and he leaves home, he's young, goes to Vrindavan, and really he's searching for the Parshada Bhaktas of Mahaprabhu. Some are still living, right, in Navadvip and Vrindavan. And perhaps it was even predicted in the case of Lokanath Goswami, his guru, that this extraordinary personality would come and take his shelter. But as we hear, Lokanath Goswami is so renounced. Like our classic vision of the Babaji renunciate is like, sitting in deep meditation and the water pot on the side, that's like their sole paraphernalia. The copine, or they have very little, but he is so absorbed in the internal world, lost in the madness of separation from Mahaprabhu and Radha Govinda, that he keeps his water pot turned upside down. So it's clear that he doesn't have any water. You can't go like, say, could I trouble you for, oh, there you go. He doesn't even want that much interaction with people. When you think, how cruel or rude, but it's like when Shiva ignored Daka, and Daka became all upset, and Shiva said, and Sati, his wife, and he said, you don't understand what Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. He said, I'm so absorbed in remembering Krishna. Forgive me if I ignore, I really was unaware. As much as someone could be unaware, I was unaware. And there was no offense intended. So he's so addicted, like Tatra that he doesn't want trivial, mundane interaction to distract him from his internal culture. That's why we hear of Bhajananandi, Gosjananandi. And the Bhajananandi, as Guru Maharaj reminds us too, their bhajan is direct service. It's not like they're just thinking. People think meditation, you're sitting like thinking about stuff. They're directly participating in Leela in the upper world. That type of meditation. Right? And that's not what Guru Maharaj calls, abstract thinking, right? Or fantasizing. It's not they're just sitting there fantasizing all day, or running the imagery of Krishna through their mental substance. It's not on the mental plane or intellectual plane, right? Even Atma, in the most generic sense, is beyond that. Right? So, Bhargo Bhai Vrishabhanu Jatma Bhivavai Karadana Sri Puram. Srimati Radharani, the Krishna Prem from her heart is illuminating that realm. The way light illuminates things, her heart, the Prem, Krishna Prem in her heart is illuminating that world. Right? We will hear from Narottam Thakur, right? Because it's funny, he's going to Vrindavan, but that very person who went to Vrindavan, two things. One is, he says, going to holy places, if you don't really understand who makes the place holy and who to connect with there, he said, it's just, you're just a tourist, you're traveling. Right? Like Saraswati Thakur in his eye exercise, you're walking about. He also says, he's going to know, what does he say? Yatai Vaishnavagan se stan Vrindavan. Where there are real Vaishnavas, that place is Vrindavan. As we told recently, when Advaita said to Mahaprabhu, like when Mahaprabhu in his trance, Advaita, how did you know I was in Vrindavan? And Advaita says, wherever you are is Vrindavan. And it's sweet, but it's also true. It's a fact. Wherever Krishna is Vrindavan. Wherever Mahaprabhu, there's the entrance to Vrindavan. It's there. That Vrindavan that Narottam speaks of, it's a plane of consciousness. And that plane of consciousness is not abstract thinking, but substantial, chinmoy. Right? It's more real than these things. These things, as Guru Maharaj said, are just a cluster of concepts floating in consciousness. The whole objective world is an iceberg floating in an ocean of consciousness. We're not talking about that. Sat Chit Anandam, Ananda Leela world. That's what's so beautiful. So it's not just a world of conscious beauty, but Anandam. Krishna by nature, Anandamayo Vyasat. The good news is, he's happy. He's not mean, vindictive. That's not Krishna conception. He's full of happiness, pleasure. He's Rasaraj, ecstasy personified. You come in touch, connection with him through service, the heart imbued with devotion. And Radharani's nourishing the servitor group with, Hladini Shakti with ecstatic joy beyond what we can imagine. But that world is illumined, seva mayoyam loka, by service connection, and Radharani is revealing that service. So he says, Yatai Vaishnavagan Sestan Vrindavan. That's where Vrindavan is. Consistent. Actually, what is expressed in the Bhagavatam early on in the first canto. What is it? Bhavad Bhirat Bhagavatas Tirtabhuti Swayambhivo Tirti Kurvanti Tirtani Svanstak Stena Gadabrata. Perhaps said with regard to Narada and all of his followers, saying, you're the holy place. You make the place holy. Okay? And going down the other, without such souls, even a holy place like Vrindavan is the most dangerous place in the world. Why? It's like when, you know, the tallest building is also very dangerous to be there up on the top without any, how do you say? Yeah, but a guardrail. Right. So the higher the place, the greater the stakes are, and the greater the fall, and the likelihood, especially for those who want to ignore steps. Like sometimes a person is saying, oh, I'm going to take 2 at a time. Let me see if I can do 3. Skip over 2, 3, 4, you know, that's not advisable. So he's going to Vrindavan, and he's particular to search out Lokanath Goswami, who's vowed that he will not accept any disciple. He said, if I cannot serve Nitai Gaur, then how can I be a guru to anyone? I am not serving them. That's his mood. But we have so many, and they're voyeuristically envisioning themselves as super servitors because they've been chanting some good rounds lately, you know, and following a vegetarian diet, you know, getting up early, drinking only milk. Lokanath Goswami is a parshad of Mahaprabhu saying, I can't serve Nitai and Gaur. How can I possibly connect anyone else? I myself am unable to achieve. That's his mood, and it's not opposing, it's his real feeling. So he's not initiated anyone. And Narottam approaches him, and he is, in essence, rejected. Not that he's unqualified, the guru feels he's unqualified, thereby qualifying himself. Right. Trinadapi sunichena toropi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. But Narottam is determined, and the habit, and I try to remind the people when we were on the Brajamandal Parikrama, what they see there, the present configuration of all of, you know, that Ragamarg housing development. You know, one going this way, that way, over here, down, you know. That, I mean, with all due respect, none of that was there. Nothing. Right? Remember when Mahaprabhu went to Radha Kunda, there were 2 rice fields, and there was some legend among some of the older elders of some connection like that. But Mahaprabhu, he, of course, the spiritual radiation coming from that spot, whatever it looked like presently in the objective world, and he bathed there in, you know, in puddles, basically, and then later was excavated, etc. So what I mean to say is, at the time when Lokanath Goswami and these Goswamis are renowned, they have not yet built these temples, places memorializing the different pastimes. They're about to do that. They're in the process of doing it. But it's something modest. And so someone like Lokanath Goswami is practically living in the forest and living very simply and answering the calls of nature in the forest and like that. And Narottam understands that. And it reminds us of the seva of Ishwara Puri to Madhavendra Puri at the time of his passing, with his own, swahaste marja, with his own hands, cleaning the stool and urine. And he became the guru of Mahaprabhu. So generally we would think, well, that's impure, dealing with impure things. But the mindset of these great devotees, in the case Ishwar Puri, Narottam das Thakur, they're thinking, this divine personality is so great. The least connection with them is infinitely more valuable than my own highest aspect of self. So without hesitation, he's doing this. He's eager to serve and showing the willingness to give his full energy to the least aspect of seva. Where do we hear about? Why is this just not an interesting anecdote, but something thematic? Right? In the Lalita Astakam, Radha Mukunda Parasam Bhavagarma Bindu, Nirmanchano Pakurani Kritadeho Laksham, Utunga Sovrada Vishesha Vishat Pagalbam, Devim Gunai Sulalitam Lalitam Namami. Rupa Goswami praising Lalita Saki as possessing the greatest magnitude of eagerness for the least aspect of service. So it's thematically consistent. Devotion, genuine devotion is always measured in the inverse, right? Not by ostentatious displays of achievement, but by depth of negativity. I think of this time of year being in, what is it, Novosibirsk? Is that the name? The city? And looking out the window, and everything was white. Like all the trees are white, the ground is white, everything's white. You know, looks like Sveta Dweep. You know? I mean, and beautiful. I'm talking about when the snow's like really fresh and everything, you know, and it's just everywhere you look, everything's just covered in white. And it was like more than minus 20, as I recall. But I think at a certain point, it's irrelevant. And I thought, Guru Maharaj is always saying that equating humility with negativity, because in the modern world, so much propaganda is made by self-help and New Age type expressions. So negativity always gets a bad rap. Right? You know, you got to be positive. It's secular humanism. Right? Be positive. You know, think you're the best. You're perfect the way you are. Look in the mirror. Say, "I love me." You know, this kind of stuff. Right? I mean, it's easy to mock, but from another point of view, it's kind of sad or pathetic. What reflection are you looking at? The reflection of your body in a mirror, professing your love to yourself? Anyway, let's leave them alone. But Guru Maharaj is talking about negativity in a positive way. Saying it like humility, taking, in this case, a reversal of roles, where positive being equated with assertive, and negativity means non-assertion. Saraswati Thakur said in one place, humility means non-aggression, means non-assertion. Pratishta means self-assertion. Right? Name, fame, prestige. Self-assertion, we're told, name and fame offered to Guru. Right? Because if you gave anything valuable, it must be the wealth of Sri Guru. Right? a gift from, what is Narottam saying in his song? Sri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttamagati Ye Prasade Puri Saraj. And the whole song is very beautiful. What he's saying, really, everything comes to you by the grace of Sri Guru. So, name and fame offered the Guru. So non-assertive, non-aggressive, negative. So Guru was saying, the depth of negativity is what is found in the expressions of great devotees, like Kaviraj Goswami, who precedes Narottam, Krishna Dasa, Priyabaro, Narottama Seva Baro. Jagai Madhai Hoite Muise Papishta, Purishe Rakita Hoite Muise Lagishta. This is the depth of negativity expressed by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And thinking of these things, at this time, I just read or heard about superconductors, that when certain ceramics are brought towards absolute zero, they achieve superconductivity. And I thought about this more and more, and I realized that's like the great devotees. Because what does superconductor mean? There's zero resistance to current. When there's resistance to current, it's shed as heat. That's why, like, wires get hot. Or when Jyoti wires the temple, he has to be careful about how much current that wire can handle. And the fuse, the wire, I'm not an electrician, Jyoti is. But you notice the thickness of the wire, what it's he has to carefully understand how much current, what would be the maximum current passing through there. Because others, they start shedding it in the form of heat. If it's a lot of heat, combustion. Right? But in this context, so I realized that when those ceramics approach absolute zero, we're told they have zero resistance to current, and they achieve superconductivity. So these great devotees, what is the resistance to current? Ego, ahankar. What Srila Prabhupada in one place called causeless unwillingness. We possess this causeless unwillingness to serve or to do the Krishna conscious thing. Right? Sometimes it seems inexplicable. Causeless unwillingness, ego. Right? The idea of being a servitor, rubs us the wrong way. It doesn't. And Guru Maharaj underscores it even further by saying, slave. Slave, and he'll go, and not even directly the slave, but slave of the slave. And you go, ooh, what am I signing up for? I don't know if I want to sign on to that. But he's saying, but understand how this works. Ye tamam prapadyante tamstateva bhajamyaham. If you become Krishna's slave, it's unthinkable, but is expressed, then Krishna becomes the slave of his devotee. More so, because he has greater capacity. That the infinite comes under control of the finite is an inconceivable prospect or possibility, but it's otherwise known as Krishna consciousness. Sri Krishna Karshini Chasa. Krishna, we're told, all attractive. Krishna's all attractive. He's, beauty personified. He's attracting everyone to the akarshan. He's attractive. Krishna's all attractive. The all attractive personality of Godhead. And what does Rupa Goswami say? Sri Krishna Karshini Chasa. What is one of the qualities, the characteristics of Krishna Bhakti? That all attractive Krishna is irresistibly drawn into an attraction to even a drop of this divine substance in a finite soul. How extraordinary and wonderful it is. So, so superconductivity shows the power of negativity, of genuine humility. As fallen and low as they conceive themselves, really they draw Krishna. Krishna is irresistibly drawn towards the heart of such a devotee. So see, Lokanath Goswami, I'm unable to serve Gaura Nityananda, how can I connect others? But Narottam knows this method of inversion, metric, or whatever. And so he himself is demonstrating that. Doing the least seva. He's not approaching him and asking him, can you tell me some confidential things about the upper world? Like Guru Maharaj said, to enter that world, passport is insufficient. You need a visa. And we know those who are issuing the visa. You go for an interview. Imagine if the first thing you remember, they have to decide, is it in the interest of that country? They already know you're interested. Is it in their interest to give you entrance? It's the Seva Mayoyam Loka, it's the world of service. They're not looking for tourists, but someone who can contribute in the upper world of service. So if in your visa interview, right, you express your interest in knowing state secrets, how do you think that's going to go over? You're applying for, and say, I'm very interested to know the secrets of your government. Particularly the head. I'd like to know secret information about the head. The president, the prime minister. I don't think that would be looked upon favorably. Yeah, we have people, they're seeking entrance into this planet, and want to know all the secrets about Krishna, his intimate devotees, you need to know all that, even before you've been granted entrance into that plane. What is Narottam Thakur's strategy? The greatest magnitude of eagerness and appreciation for the least aspect of seva. He's cleansing the area where Lokanath Goswami passes stool. And Lokanath Goswami, he notices that the area where it's being kept very nicely. And it's just in the woods, basically. But it's like meticulous, it's perfect. And after some time, at first he's oblivious, he's not very much conscious of it, but after some time he's wondering about it. And he's told, there's this young boy, he comes and cleanses that area with great devotion every day. And then he can understand it's Narottam Thakur, and he accepts him. And Narottam Thakur, just to finish the last point, and one of his songs, because we see in Saraswati Thakur's song, he goes from Krishnadas to Narottam, because of a Shiksha Guru Parampara concept, a particular current. As Lokanath is staying, really, Lokanath Goswami, inaccessible and, almost hidden. He said that those Bhajananandis doing that direct seva, we favor, they're not less than the Gosjananandi preachers. They may be more than, actually, but they're relatively inaccessible. So we favor the Gosjanandi, the Mahabhagavata who comes down to the Madhyam position to preach. Otherwise, we don't have the capacity to interact with such souls. So later, Narottam Thakur, in his higher songs, he says, always remembering Lokanath Goswami, saying, when will he take me by the hand and offer me in service to Sri Rupa, the composer of Sri Rupa Manjari Pada? When will my Gurudev, Lokanath, him take me by the hand and offer me to Sri Rupa, not bypassing his Guru? And Narottam Thakur, contemporaries are Srinivasa Acharya and Shyamananda Prabhu, and also Ramchandra Kaviraj, as mentioned in the song, very dear to him. And we know they were entrusted by Jiva Goswami with the works of the Goswamis, and that's another story where Srinivasa Acharya remains behind to recover the stolen books, and Narottam and Shyamananda continue on. And Narottam Thakur sometimes described that he converted the whole of Manipur. And so his guru, Lokanath Goswami, has one disciple. His one disciple, Narottam, makes 100,000. And the Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj was saying, some people thought when he was in the last day of his life suffering, showing some pastimes of, external illness and things, that people say, see, he accepted so many disciples and now, the reactions are coming. And his true followers came, Prabhu, this is intolerable to us, Thakur Mahashaya. Then Narottam came out in pristine preaching form to show he was not an ordinary person. And then when he finally entered the Ganga, and they were pouring Ganga of him over his divine form, it turned into milk. Then they could understand, something. But that Narottam converted so many disciples, and his songs, really, that is our songbook. Right? The songs of Narottam Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur primarily. We're blessed in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat that Srila Guru Maharaj wrote so many songs, and Srila Gurudev also, some aratis. So it's extraordinary. But primarily, the songs are Narottam Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and throughout Sri Gaudiya Mat and ISKCON. And we were singing the other day the glories of Nityananda. I was telling Srila Janardana Maharaj that there's like this arc going towards Gaur Purnima, because we have the Nityananda, well, what was before? Advaita Acharya, it's appearance day, then Varaha, because it's connected actually to Gaur Leela as well, Varaha Dev, then Nityananda Prabhu, then now Narottam Thakur, later on this week will be Saraswati Thakur, then Madhavendra Puri's disappearance, which is significant, where his heart mirrors, echoes the sentiments expressed by Srimati Radharani in deep separation, laying the groundwork for the appearance of Mahaprabhu. So, but Narottam, so we're singing, attempting to praise Srila Nityananda Prabhu the other day. With what? Songs of Narottam Thakur. Nitai Koruna Have. He's saying these things. Right? Gaurangera Duti Pada. There's one beautiful line at the end. I remember the first time I heard it, I just heard the Gaudiya Mat, they're singing this song and a certain intensity, and just this line, they would get to it's right near the end, he says, Grihe ba bonete take, hago ranga bole dake, narottama mage taro sango. But they kept singing that. And I thought, this is really wonderful. And he's saying, And like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Grihe Tako, Bane Tako, Sada Hari Bole Dako. Bhaktivinoda and Narottam so close. So here, Grihe Ba Bonete Take. Grihe, whether you're in the household life, Bane, Bon means sannyas. When they say the forest, it means it's equated with sannyas. So whether you're in the household or you're a sannyasi, Grihe Ba Bonete Take, Ha Gauranga Bole. If you're loudly taking the name of Gauranga, Gaura Prema Arnava, and you're relishing the ocean of Gaura Prem, Narottam wants your association. And these so many, the Sri Guru Charna Padma, Sri Guru Charne Rati Aise Uttamagati. In the Bhagavatam, maybe in the 7th canto, there's a list of so many things that are expected of those who are making progress in Krishna consciousness. And I remember when I'm reading it, you're going like, oh. It's like when I first read the Bhagavad Gita as a teenager, and Krishna's listing the demonic qualities, and I had all of them. And then he says to Arjuna, don't worry, Arjuna, you don't, and I'm going, well, what about me? I'm worried. Because I went over the list and check. He said, but don't worry, Arjuna, you're possessed of divine qualities. But anyway, so this part of the Bhagavatam, it's saying, it's one of a section really describing, progressive evolution of Krishna consciousness. But you might have a feeling along the way that that this is practically impossible. But then comes this line, savior line, as Etat sarvam guru bhaktya purusho hyanjaiso jayet. Saying, but etat sarvam, but all of this guru can be achieved by guru bhakti. Simply by devotion to Guru, you can achieve everything. Right? So that's a line in the Bhagavatam. But Narottam, what does he say? Sri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttamagati. Says it in a line so beautiful, you can sing it, or you can dance. Right? How beautiful the singing and dancing of Narottam Thakur. When they have the deity installation in Keturigram, where he's Janava, Devi, and what is the other wife? Vasudha. And like Ishan Thakur, who took care of Sachimata and Vishnu, was still living, some other great devotees. Anyway, they assemble in Keturigram to install, 3 sets of Radha Krishna deities and perhaps others. And the kirtan that is led by Narottam, and a Narottam gun means like Narottam songs. Right? It's so beautiful and so perfect. We're learning something about prakat and aprakat, manifest and unmanifest. All those, when they're dancing, from the aprakat, the unmanifest world, comes Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Advaita. Everyone sees, they're all, maybe not everyone, but those with the eyes, see, they're also joining in the kirtan. That's the power of Narottam Thakur. And Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada would like to sing this song, Gauranga Bolite Habe, Pulaka Sharir, in the lines, Arkabai Nitai Chan, Korana Hoibe, Sangsara Basanamor, Bishaya Chariya Kabe Shuddha Habe Man, Hama Kabe Hama Herabo Sri Vrindavan. It's very beautiful, express the heart's longing. When will I give up? By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he can help me give up this taste I have for mundane attachment. This is Narottam Thakur. These songs are for us. He has no mundane attachments. But what he's expressing, he's telling us the answer, the solution to our dilemma. Saying by the mercy of Nityananda, then it's possible. Then you can enter Vrindavan. The author, the composer of Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. And Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoive Akuti, always praying for the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath. Oh, I was thinking that Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj once enigmatically expressed, he said, told the people, he said, if you want Krishna Prem, he said, you can get it for 5 rupees. And that sounds like the opposite of what we would expect someone to say, but such is the nature of, Bhaktavaduta Murtaye, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And they're saying, Babaji, what do you mean? And, yeah, if you got 5 rupees, you can get Krishna Prem for 5 rupees. And what he's referring to is these 2 books of Narottam Thakur, Prema Bhakti Chandrika, where Sri Guru Charana Padma and so many wonderful songs are, and songs of very high divine sentiments too. Guru is saying, Narottam Thakur has songs that are for the Siddha plane. That's why we don't generally sing those songs. For the Siddha plane, right? Liberated, beyond liberated. We sing the songs that are appropriate. Oh Hey Vaishnav, Sri Guru Charana Padma, and such songs. Praying for the mercy of Nityananda, praising Mahaprabhu and Nityananda and their associates and the 6 Goswamis, songs like this. But this Prema Bhakti Chandrika and Prarthana, these Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is saying, if you can get these books, everything is there. That's what he means to say. Whatever can be extracted from the scriptures is all found within the songs of Narottam Thakur. And it is he who composed Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. So in the midst of all these songs, praying for the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and declaring that only by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu can you enter Vrindavan. At last, the prayer to the holy lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari, saying, they are everything. Right? And the heart's inner aspiration is service for the holy lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari. And as we realize in the case of Srila Gurudev Srila Govinda Maharaj, sometimes we'll see when it says Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Semor, Sampada Semor, Bhajana Pujan, that they're the object of my, bhajan, pujan, my mantra, japa, tapa, vrata, etc. But another way, and that's not incorrect, but another way of seeing is that the service of the lotus feet of Rupa Manjari are my bhajan, pujan, mantra, japa, vrata, tapa. Serving those, like Gurudev, his move is like Guru Maharaj is in the upper, like Lokanath Goswami, in the upper world thinking, his divine thinking, extracting Chintamani gems from that plane, distributing, he's taking Shuddhanam, and I'm serving him. I'm, arranging the prasadam, washing his clothes, keeping the room, running them. I do those things. That is my mantra, my japa, my vrata, my tapa, my bhajan, my pujan. Right? The lotus feet of my Gurudev are all of those things to me. Remember? That means also, again, we always hear feet, lotus feet, means the least aspect is more valuable than the highest aspect of myself magnified unlimitedly. That sort of conception. Right? Epitomized and praised by Srila Rupa Goswami's Lalita Astakam. Right? So that song, so meaningful that Srila Saraswati Thakur, that is his method of transmission of the Rupanuga line. And we know that 24 hours before his departure from this world, he called Srila Guru Maharaj to his side and asked to hear only from his lips the song Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. Many were capable of singing that and were, and wonderfully. But at this time, Saraswati Thakur said he only wanted to hear it from him, meaning whose heart was flowing with that divine current. Right? Rupanuga Dhara. Sata Narottam Paribar. Jai. Srila Narottam Thakur Avirbhav Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. This song is from Narottam Thakur. Hari Haraya Namo Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hari Haraya Namo Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Garadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Echai Gochai Kori Charana Bandhan. Echai Gochai Kori Charana Bandhan. Jaha Hoite Vignanash Avishta Puran. Jaha Hoite Vignanash Avishta Puran. Echai Gochai Jar Mui Taro Dan. Echai Gochai Jar Mui Taro Dan. Tansabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras. Tansabara Padarenu Mora Panchagras. Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas. Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas. Janome Janome More Abhilas. Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korilo Prakar. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan. Hari Nam Sankirtan Kohe Narottam das. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Narottam Thakur Avirbhav Mahamahotspati Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivraja Acharya Satyarasata Shri Srimad Bhakti Sudhir Govind Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Sri Sri Guru Guranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Jiu Ki Jai. Sri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sri Gupta Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bimalavadut Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Sri Bhakti Lalita Devi Dasi Ki Jai. Seva Vrinda Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Narottam Thakur Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.
Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. And Dandavas Maharaj from Dhananjaya Prabhu, Russia, Tarulata Didi, Belarus, Madhav Gopal Prabhu, Madhavi Didi, Italy, Turin, Anuradha Didi, New York, Priya Darshani Didi, Jai Govinda Prabhu, Nityarama Prabhu, Juan Pablo from Santiago, Chile, Arjun Prabhu, so Ukraine.
Nityananda Ram?
Nityarama Prabhu.
Okay.
Nityarama Prabhu.
Okay. Vancha Kavachurasta Kripa Sindhaveva Tapaditanam Bhavaneva Vaishnaveva Namo Namaha.